Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. For those of you who are new, welcome. I am Nicole. Sag, this is going to be your mid-month February 2024 reading. This will be for your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus. Cross-watcher if that's you. Welcome to the channel as well. As always, discern the messages. Place them where they go. If they fit, don't force them, so on and so forth. I want to say thank you to all those of you who have liked, shared, subscribed, and commented to the channel. I appreciate each and every single one of you for all of your love and support. You allow me to continue to do what I do and do it heartfelt. I love it. I love doing this. For those of you interested in personal readings, that information can be found in the description box below as well as the About section of the page. I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. I promise here before long. The calendar will be up. It'll be a lot easier to book with me. But, you know, in the meantime, that's where I'm at. So with that, Sag, let's just go ahead, jump into your reading. And I'm going to do the same spread that I did for the February readings. I thought they went over really well. The energy just seemed to flow. So we're going to stick with that. 1:11 on the clock. Sag, Spirit is directing me to the fact that you are the 9th sign in the zodiac. 9s are significant of endings and new, the ends, almost the end of a situation. From that, we move to the 10, which is a new beginning as well. The end and the beginning. It is that intermediate ground. Spirit is showing me the 101. Like, that 10 is the end. It is a closure of something, and the 1 is starting anew. So I kind of feel like your footing right now is in between two sides of a situation. And you could be gingerly trying to cross a threshold of change. I got the heebie-jeebies from my toes. Like I could just, it's head to toe chills that I've got for you guys right now as I say that. So something here is going full circle. When we think about full circles, it is, again, like you think about the Ouroboros that bites the snake that bites its tail, right? Where it starts, it ends, and where it ends, it starts. Whatever this is in your life, work, love, life, family, it can be anything. It's time to get up and it's time to go. Okay, so I'm very curious to see what this means for you guys. There is a situation, and for some of you, there's going to be more than one situation. Spirit is saying it's been a thorn in your side for a while. I think that it has taught you to be a little bit abrasive, having to be kind of like taking the bull by the horns every single day in every single situation, maintaining your composure and control. You're the one feeling like you have to forge forward or take something on all the time, to kind of be the one that kind of takes the brunt of different things as well. I think that this cycle for you, Sag, is coming to a close. You're going to go from the teacher to the student, moving through this next cycle. Spirit is also saying, this is all intuitive, guys. I'm very much more an intuitive reader than anything else. I trust the divine flow from Spirit. That with this, it is like you're not supposed to take the brunt of everything. And I feel like that has kept this weight on your shoulders for so long that it's become almost like an addiction in itself. And I know, Sag, that in your readings in the past couple of months, the addiction, the toxicity, the repeating of patterns has come up time and time again for you. This to me is very much that energy of going, this is not your burden to bear anymore. You've become almost like immune to it. And Spirit is saying it's time to put your guards down. It's time to allow yourself to become the student again. It's time to learn something new. You have beyond mastered whatever this is. And quite frankly, I don't think you were supposed to master that. This could be very big life lessons. It doesn't matter what your age is. You could be young. You could be older. Spirit is specifically giving me the number of 64. Maybe you were born in 1964. Maybe you are 64 years old. But again, 64 breaks down to a 10 is what they're directing me to. So a lot of closure here. You're going to want to discern what you're doing and why you're doing it. I feel like you feel the need to be cautious of different situations in your life. Sag, this is fated. This is destined. You've got the Wheel of Fortune. This change that is occurring is going to bring an upswing to your life, whether you see it or not. I will say on a side note, about, I want to say February of last year, I've seen a lot of my personal clientele in the readings and the energy work that I was doing. Sagittarius has popped up everywhere all of a sudden, especially the masculines. So it's like these, you could be having very specific dreams tied to this change and this fate, this destiny that is occurring and getting ready to happen for you. The mind, the body, the spirit are all speaking to you very heavily. Your perceptions of the situation, Sag, you may be wanting to see this on a 3D level, you know, in person, in color, only what you can see with your eyes. Spirit is saying that is no longer an option. This is a rebirth into a new world and a new reality for you, Sag. And it's funny because I laid 3 cards out like they told me to split the deck, and I did. But that Wheel of Fortune, the dreams. This isn't about you living out other people's. You're done creating a fortress for other people. You may be a hell of a giver, Sag. Again, you've gotten so good at it, but it's not yours to do. What about your dreams? What about your ambitions? What about what it is that inspires you besides doing for somebody else? Your perception of what is going on is something that you're really going to want to look at. It's like you could have perceived you know, old traditions, old belief systems, old patterns, old ways of doing things, that whole structural stuff that comes in with Pluto and Aquarius. It's kind of like Spirit is, I think that Spirit has tried to ease you into this change for quite a while. But now there's no more like sleeping on the job, we'll call it. You're going to have to make movement. I would not be surprised if we seen something similar to the Tower pop out in this reading. The letters R, S, B, and F stand out to me as well. So we'll see. We'll see what comes up for you, Sag. All right, Spirit. Sagittarius, mid-February. What does Sag need to know? What is in their energy? What is going on for them? What can we clarify for them? For Sag, please, Spirit. Strength and sisterhood. There is a debanning of that sisterhood that's happening. You got some Taurus energy. I think that Taurus season specifically is going to be a big shift for you, Sag. And it's kind of like whatever this is, you are being gifted. I got the chills again. The foresight to know information. You guys are a very intuitive sign. Like you get that gut pull, right? That tells you something big is about to happen because this is fated, right? Something big is going to change here. And the strength is kind of like you may feel in the coming months, because it's already like right now you've got that intuitive nudge that you're going to either, it's almost like it's going to bring you to your knees to some extent. It's going to bring you down to where you might have to do some praying. You might have to have that come to Jesus moment. You might have to go, okay, I surrender. But Sag, I feel like right now there's a bit of an abrasive energy that's attached to you that says, in PS 909 on the clock, those nines are so important. You could be seeing 99. But that abrasive energy is something that you have just been like, okay, if this is who I'm supposed to be, then this is what I'm going to be. And you've done it. Sag, the next phase of your life that's coming, this cycle shift, you can't take that energy with you. You're not going to be able to take it with you. You're going to have to come where this debanning is happening. There's a new group, a new collective, we'll call it, in your world that is taking shape and taking place. You're going to have to be compassionate because you're not going to be dealing with the same kind of people that you're dealing with right now. it's going to become a very different world. And I will say part of this incubation, and I said, you know, Spirit could have been working on you for the past year with this, is teaching you to soften your stance, to not be so abrasive. So we'll see. We'll see what comes out here. For Sagittarius, please. Leo energy, kingdom. I said fate and destiny, did I not? There it is. A 5. Change here. Well, 5, 5. 5, 5. And they're saying to me too, and thank you, Spirit, that oh, Sagittarius, here we go. Those 5, 5, so, you know, the lion is the ruler of his kingdom. You've been ruling, you've been taking the brunt, right? Leading the way for so long. It's like the only thing that you know how to do. You've gotten so skillful at that specific area of life that you have armored up and you have taken it and you've been the warrior through it. The consequence to being in that state is that I think that love, the heartfelt space, has gotten put on the back burner. You've just tried to work your way through everything. You've muscled your way through things. You've pushed your way. You've sacrificed. You've stood out in the balance of it. But now this whole new way of being, it has come to call. And you look at this, and with that, you've got love and fear. Spirit just said you can't buy your way through life. Sagittarius, you guys like the finer things in life. You're like a Taurus. You like the finer things in life. There is a major shift that is taking place, and it's requiring you to sit and observe. It's requiring you to take a look at the things that connect the dots, bring everything together, and it's in a unified sense of love. And that is like the biggest fear that you guys have, is having to be open and to be vulnerable to any situation. Letting your guard down. There's a lot of fear in the fact of whether or not you're going to have loyalties that stand beside you. That lion is loyal to his pride, right? Do I have those loyalties, or am I going to stand this one alone? And Sag, it's going to depend on each of you. What kind of partnerships, doesn't matter what area of life, doesn't have to be romantic, that you have nourished and nurtured over the years, and where those others stand in their own worlds, where they are existing in their own part of the wheel, right? But what are you fearing? You're fearing a change. You're fearing having to open yourself up to something that is completely brand new, that you have no knowledge of. It is the unknown. Part of this, again, is letting go of that abrasive energy, maybe bitchy, looking over your shoulder, always like, who's out to get me, and just sitting on your throne and feeling the flow of emotion. Allowing love to be the thing that flows around you and through you. It's a very, very interesting energy that comes in with this, Sag. Ursa Minor with the consequence there. So let's see what else comes up for you guys. All right, Spirit. For Sagittarius, mid-February, what does Sag need to know? Mid-February, Spirit. What does Sag need to know? Indecision, Magician in the Mirror. There's that water fire energy, so the emotional energy, the fire, the ambition, the passion, the drive to keep going, having to alchemize that with some water, and then, you know, where there's smoke, there's fire, right? Like, those two together can be quite a pairing, right? A lot of passion. It can boil or go out just as fast as it started. The indecision is that foot in between the two worlds that I talked about in the beginning, Sag. It's like closing out something to begin anew, but it's like, where do I go? How do I know that the direction that I am taking is going to be the right one for me? If your intention is pure, you can't fail. You can't fuck it up. Okay, you've got to remember that. But I will also say to you that when it's time for you to move, and Spirit's bringing this to my attention, when it's time for you to move, you can't sit idle either. They keep taking me back to around December 18th. Like they're showing me the calendar. They always show me calendars. December 18th, so like the second, third week of December. What was going on? What were you becoming aware of? They're saying there was less than. So what in your life started to show itself to be less than? Whatever that means for you. Spirit for Sagittarius, what does... This could be in ways of communication. They're really heavy on the communication aspect of it. What does Sag need to know? Healer of the Ages. What does Sag need to know mid-February? Somebody could have guaranteed you success in something, okay? I don't why that's coming through with the Healer of the Ages. Beats the hell out of me. But they could have guaranteed you some kind of success. You could be dealing with some abandonment issues, Sag. This journey is to walk away. There's a 2 there again. Needing to make a decision. Am I going? Am I staying? I also feel like you could be seeking answers. When we look at, like, this appears to be Jesus on this card, right? It's not necessarily, but that's indicative of the depictions that we've seen, right? We go to God for those answers. We go to Spirit for those answers. When we're not sure what direction we're supposed to go, we come down to that knee, right, that I showed you earlier. Where do we go? What do we do? How do we handle something? I kind of feel like you're seeking the answers. You're seeking some kind of guidance so you know whether or not you need to stay or go. Sag, this isn't about somebody else making up your mind for you. This is putting this decision on you to have to make. This to me is the card of Sag, patience. It's like the Temperance. You will run out of time to make a decision if you don't make a decision. That's where that Tower moment is going to come into play. Either you make a move or you're going to be forced to make a move. Do it on your terms rather than you being forced out of something. This is you trying to hold on to some kind of form of power and control. I'll just sit here and wait and see what happens. Because I want somebody else to make up my mind for me. I want someone else to tell me what direction I need to go. Should I go? Should I stay? And again, Sag, I'm going to say to you, this is in more than one area of your life. I would say 75% of you, this is affecting, whether this is your love life, your work life, your family life, your home life, whatever that is, it's affecting various parts of your world. And, you know, it's like you keep putting your heart on the shelf. You keep going, I'll wait and see what happens before I make a decision. You need to make a decision. Like, no pressure, Sag, but make a decision now. You have to follow that gut instinct. What you know to be true. And I'm going to say to you, too, there's a need to follow guidance that is intuitive rather than that fear that's sitting inside of you festering going, what happens if? Let go of the what ifs and go, what do I need to do for me moving forward? This isn't about anybody else. This is about you. Okay, stop putting other people's feelings above your own. Blossoming abundance. I'm telling you, no matter what this changes, the desires that you have, that sacral chakra, the desires that you have of this abundance, like these dreams, these ambitions, these goals, the drive, comes from another place. It doesn't come from the place that you've existed at for a long time. Action and walking away. Again, what pops up on the bottom? That indecision. It's like you're waiting for the golden ticket to tell you that it's okay to let go. It's like getting that ticket for the Polar Express. Can I go? I believe in that movie, that little boy just jumped on there, did he not? I can't remember now. It's been so long ago. Stop waiting for your ticket to ride, Sag. Just ride. It's time, because you're on the outside of a situation looking in, and you're keeping yourself stuck. The attachment with the envy, with the indecision, financial constraints, your money, your stability, your security could be affected by this. Your cupboards, of all things, could be affected by this. And you understand that as we move through Pluto and Aquarius, our financial structure is changing immensely. The economical stance is changing immensely. The world as we have known it is never going to be the same. And if you're waiting for somebody else to come in the 11th hour and save your behind, it's not going to happen. Said you're being forced to have to make decisions for yourself. And I think in the past, your decisions have been based on somebody else's desires, wants, beliefs. You felt good giving. But have you been giving to the right places? Have you given to everybody but yourself? That's the thing here. Now you're being put in a position where you have to make a choice. Spirit is saying to save yourself. Your loyalties to other people and other things will show themselves in due time. You will see who is going to detach themselves from you and who is going to stay. Spirit is also saying it may not be on the terms you want it to be. But there is a need of acceptance that comes with this, okay? All right, Sag, let's see. Healer of the Ages Spirit. 6 of Swords. Spirit is asking you and telling you to move on. Again, you're waiting. You're asking Spirit. You're asking God. You're asking the Divine. You're asking friends. You're asking your mother. You're asking your father. Whoever, the cat. Do I go or do I stay? There's your answer, Sag. You've had how many cards of movement have I seen? I know there was more in some of the underlying energy. You've got journey. You've got that indecision. You've got the 6 of Swords. I want to say the 2 of Swords. There's your indecision. Actions and walking away. If something, and it's like they're showing me this idea of doubt that, well, what if I walk away and everything gets beautiful? Maybe you're not supposed to be a part of that beautiful. Your beautiful looks another way. Okay? King of Swords. It's a truth of legacy that you want to have, right? Like, it's a decision that says, I want to secure my lifelong future. Some of you could be looking at like retirement plans. You could be doing all of these different things, setting up 401ks, all of these things. And it's like, what investments have you made into you? That's what I'm getting with the 9 and the 10 of Pentacles. What investments have you made into you? And I think that that's something, again, this is a whole group. This is you. What are you looking at? Everybody or you? Because I'm going to tell you something. You have to save yourself first. That's the issue here. Sag wants to go out and save everybody else, but Sag needs to save Sag. You make this move to leave, the Wheel of Fortune comes out a second time. You're scared. You're scared to start over. You're scared to start new. Are you afraid of long-term stability? Because that's what's on the other side of this. And as I say, there's the moon, the representation of fear. The subconscious, the burdens that you've carried. What if it's harder? No, what if it's balanced? Libra energy, what if it's balanced? Sag, I'm going to say collectively for all of you, you won't get to run past Virgo September season. Virgo Libra season with this. You're either going to make this choice to move along with whatever this is, or the force of that choice is going to happen. And then you maybe end up missing opportunities because you did not take and make the move when you needed to. What is this blossoming abundance about? The Hermit. Sag, there's something that you've missed that's been very... High Priestess, the Sun. There's been something very much that it's like you've missed out on understanding that the abundance that you seek, it isn't just about the pentacle. It isn't just about the coin. It isn't just about the tangible. This is about what sits within you. What is it that this situation is illuminating? And I'm going to say for a lot of you, this has to do with fears of abandonment that you've not yet rectified. These are things that have not yet been healed within you. Spirit is asking you to open yourself wide open to the light of Spirit, to God, to whatever you put your faith and power into, like what is happening and transpiring here. They're showing you that golden light, right? I said her in the beginning. Or no, that was Leo's. I said there was a golden path, right? There's that golden light. This light, we could call it a light, we could call it a way, we could call it Aquarius, we could call it whatever you want to. Things are showing up collectively, not just for you, Sag, but across the board. But look at this. Here's the golden light sitting within. Right there again. It's being illuminated. It is showing you something from the inside out. That this isn't just been about your outer world. This is about what lives within you. The Hermit. She's got that golden light. The Journey. There's the light. Do you see that? Whatever you work on and work towards could cast you into a spotlight. A positive one. But I also feel like if you stay where you are, you're going to end up in a negative one. Gemini, the Lovers, choices again. Sitting there. Cat is wired again. Story of his life. Oh, Cat steals hair ties. So he's found a hair tie and now we're going to have fun. All right. Action and walking away. Spirit, what is this? What is this for Sag? Saggy. Way too many cards here, but I'm going to throw these out there. 3 of Wands, Queen of Wands, Page of Wands, 6 of Wands, 8 of Wands. Holy freaking Wands. 5 Wands in a row. This Spirit is saying is destined to be discovered. And you've known for a very, very long time that it was time to start to make the moves. But you're afraid to be happy. You're afraid to live carefree. You're afraid that you feel like you're not going to be responsible enough. I said about being cast into the spotlight, right? Look at that victory and success. All eyes are on her. It's fast forward communication, positive movement. When you make this decision to leave, Sag, it's like everybody wants you. I don't care if this is relationships. I don't care if this is business. It doesn't matter what this is for you. Once you make this choice to leave and like somebody knows or something knows that you're on the market, you're up for grabs. Everybody's vying for that opportunity with you. But you're too worried about old loyalties. And I'm going to tell you, Sag, as a Scorpio, probably one of the most loyal signs you'll ever get. If you have us by your side, we are there till the day we die. We don't take loyalty lightly. And I'm not saying that you're walking away from loyalties, but I'm going to ask you to think about this. Has the loyalties from the other people in your world changed? Again, make a decision for you, not on behalf of what you think they are or for them. You make this decision for yourself. Queen of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, 10 of Swords. 7 of Pentacles, my come up short card. I can't help it. I see that is like coming up short. And the 7 of Pentacles being there with the 10 of Swords is promises not fulfilled. Dedications, loyalties not fulfilled. When you've needed something, have they turned their back to you? Because that's where you're going to understand where loyalty lies. Have they followed through with what they said they were due, or has it come up short? Because that in itself, Spirit is saying, is the question to ask yourself. If you say no, they have not met, their words and actions have not met, there's your answer. You know it's time to walk away. All right. Advice. Advice for Sag, Spirit. What does Sag need to know? Mid-February for Sagittarius. Advice for Sag, please. Inner reflection, clarity and truth, revelations, honor, protection, determination. Spirit just said don't weeble and wobble with an energy. If it feels like the earth below you is shaking, if it feels like every corner of your foundation is on the rocks, it's going to tumble. It's going to crumble. It's going to fall. Get off of the rat race or the wheel before it does fall, right? Advice for Sagittarius, sunglasses, looking, perception, heartbroken. Spirit also just said with that looking and perception and heartbroken, it's like, why couldn't they see the value in you? Sag, it came out in your weekend read. Why can't you see the value in you? If you put everybody else above you, how is anybody ever going to put you above them? And not that anybody's above anybody else, but how are you going to receive if you don't think you're worthy of it? And I think that this is kind of casting a shadow of you looking at yourself and feeling lost, feeling upset and hurt, charmed and used. Again, those loyalties, right? Enable boundaries, addictions, codependent on a job, a person, toxic relationship patterns, whatever this might be. And your passion is so much more than that. At the end of the day, I think if you got down to the brass tacks of who you are, Sag, it's simplistic. And I think that that is what Spirit is kind of ushering in for you too, is to understand the simplicity of life rather than all these big ass dynamics that don't serve you. Spirit is asking you to start to simplify your life. Get rid of the things that you don't need. Get rid of the things that you don't need to have. Things that you don't use. It's like time to purge. It's time. Spirit is sending you on a massive purge, a massive cleanse of so much. Someone has been brought into your... You could be dealing with the runner, twin flame, fear of intimacy, running away, intensity, letting go, turmoil, and fleeting self-indulgence. So what, you're always chasing after the things that aren't meant to stay in your life? There is something about this that has taken you into completely different, polar opposite of where your energy has been. Where you've put it into other people, you're now going to have to put this into you, Sag. Self-worth and value, not enough. How do you expect other people to value you if you don't value yourself? I said it earlier and I'll say it again. This is about your confidence, Sag. This is about your willpower and realizing that you don't need someone to tell you that they need you. And I think that's part of this. And God, I feel like someone just punched me in the gut. You want to hear that they need you, that they're not going to let you down. Fear of abandonment. Fear of not being needed. Fear of not being wanted. Because you don't think you're good enough. But you keep playing with people, situations, jobs, people, places, things in general that remind you why you think you're not good enough. Or they give you just enough control to make you feel like you're needed. Sword and Rose comes out again. Clarity and truth, revelations, honor and protection, determination. Well, I was pre-shuffling the cards just to shuffle them up from the last read. This ship card kept coming out, cutting ties. There it is, moving on, receive what you need, progression and arriving, healing the heart, healing heartbreak, toxicity or addictions, abusive relationships, partying, time with friends, having fun, happily single, living in the moment. Again, whatever this is for you, this is about you. This is about what you need, Sag. It's time to let go of the rest. Heavy, heavy stuff, but there it is. Sag, I hope that this helped you. I'm wishing you guys the very best. Oh, and if it did, like, share, subscribe, comment, let me know what is happening for you guys. I think I've got a pretty good idea, but everybody has their own thing, right? So I'm going to leave it at that. Again, personal reads are open and available through the description box below. Please feel free to reach out to me. I'm wishing you guys all the very best through the middle of February. Happy Valentine's Day to each and every single one of you. Sending you so much love, and I will see you soon.